The action of the movie begins with a loud party. Young people are having fun, drinking and chatting. A girl named Rachel found an app called Countdown on the internet, which supposedly shows how much time a user has left to live. Courtney said that such things shouldn't be joked about, but the others enthusiastically embraced the idea and installed the app. Courtney eventually did it too and found out that she had 3 hours left to live. Of course everyone took it as a joke, but Courtney was still upset, although she tried not to show it. Courtney thought about it all night. Her boyfriend Evan tried to convince her that it was silly, but Courtney was too superstitious. In the end she refused to ride with tipsy Evan. As soon as Courtney got out of the car, a notification came to her phone that the user agreement was violated. Apparently, Courtney had only 7 minutes left to live. Courtney went on foot. At some point, she noticed someone following her. When the timer showed less than 2 minutes, the girl started running and locked herself in a house. The first thing she did was turn off her phone. To calm herself down, Courtney poured a glass of water. Suddenly she heard some noises. Courtney realized she wasn't alone in the house. Or was it just her imagination? After a few seconds, the sounds resumed. The phone turned on by itself, and some unknown force lifted Courtney into the air, ending her life. Simultaneously Evan got into an accident but survived. If Courtney had been with him, she would have perished here. Nurse Quinn Harris works at the hospital where injured Evan is. He is very nervous about the upcoming surgery because the Countdown app showed he has 19 hours left to live, coincidentally the time of the operation. Quinn tried to reassure him, saying that the app was made up as a joke. Even when Evan talked about Courtney, the nurse didn't take it seriously. Colleagues surprised Quinn to celebrate her passing the medical licensing exam. During the break, everyone ate cake and discussed the app. Of course they all considered it a silly mass prank. Suddenly a guy burst into the hospital with unconscious girl who was in critical condition. Medical staff immediately provided her with first aid, and the girl was saved. After her shift, Quinn out of curiosity also installed the Countdown app. What she saw did not make her happy. Apparently, the girl had less than 3 days left to live. Dr. Sullivan, Quinn's boss, constantly makes ambiguous hints. When he suggested celebrating her exam success together, Quinn politely declined. She can't be rude to Sullivan because her career depends on it. Quinn arrived at her empty apartment. When she needed her birth certificate, she went home where her father and sister live. The girl misses her mother, who is no longer alive. At some point, Quinn felt like she wasn't alone there. When she opened the closet, she caught her younger sister with a guy. They were hiding, afraid of waking up the father. Quinn has a complicated relationship with the younger sister. Jordan is angry at Quinn, who rarely visits them. The father woke up after all. He was very happy to see the elder daughter and hugged her. They agreed to spend time together on Saturday. It's the day of Evan's surgery. The guy is very nervous, and even the jokes of the medical staff don't cheer him up. When there were 3 minutes left, Evan decided to refuse the surgery. At that moment, a notification came to his phone that the user agreement was violated. Suddenly Evan saw in the mirror a sinister dark entity standing behind him. When he turned around, there was no one there. Suddenly the mirror shattered, and the guy rushed to escape, locking himself on the staircase. However, Evan couldn't open the door again. Footsteps were heard, someone was approaching. The guy saw a sinister entity in the form of Courtney in front of him. It had attacked. Coming to work, Quinn learned about Evan's demise. Everyone considered it was an accident, but Quinn had doubts. Could it be that the app really predicts the end of a user's life? Quinn hoped to find clues on Evan's phone. To unlock the iPhone with fingerprint or Face ID, Quinn had to go to the morgue. At some point, she thought Evan moved. Startled, she hurried to leave. Quinn is very anxious, as she has less than 2 days left to live. Calling her father, Quinn suggested meeting not this Saturday, but the next. After that, she received a notification on her phone that the user agreement was violated. When someone touched her, Quinn was very scared. But it was just Sullivan. He immediately sensed something was wrong and offered the girl to talk out. However, she understands that it would sound silly, so she didn't share her worries. Sullivan reminded the nurse that the day before her exam, he wrote an excellent recommendation letter for the committee. Now Sullivan wants a kiss as a thank you. Quinn said it was inappropriate. When Sullivan became more insistent, the nurse pushed him away. Realizing he had gone too far, Sullivan apologized. Quinn feels her life falling apart. She wanted to talk to her colleague Amy, but Sullivan interrupted them. Amy had to go with him to the ward. On Quinn's phone, another notification arrived that the user agreement was violated. At home, Quinn couldn't sleep, trying in vain to delete the app from her phone. On the internet, Quinn found an article about Courtney, who perished under mysterious circumstances. Courtney's friend recorded a video message, stating that something started haunting her after installing the app. Suddenly something attacked the girl right during the video recording. Of course, all commentators deemed the video a fake. Closing her laptop, Quinn saw Evan in front of her for a moment. In fear, she smashed her phone. She had a little over a day left to live. Quinn decided to spend the night in the car, afraid to return home. She woke up to the sound of someone knocking on the window. It was Jordan, who came to visit her sister. Quinn lied about being scared by a cockroach. However, seeing the sister's smashed phone, Jordan understood that it was about the Countdown app. Jordan also wanted to install it for fun, but Quinn wouldn't let her. The sisters argued again. Jordan accused Quinn of lacking support after their mother's passing. Quinn was alone again. The app won't uninstall from her phone no matter what. This prompted her to immediately buy a new phone and a SIM. Quinn is sure this nightmare will end from now on, but no sooner had she left the store than the app on her new phone installed itself. Quinn has 21 hours left to live. She can't think of anything else. In the car, she saw through the video recorder a sinister entity that disappeared almost instantly. Suddenly something attacked Quinn from behind, and she crashed into the nearest car. The driver was very angry, but the guy who had seen Quinn in the store earlier stood up for her. His name is Matt Monroe, and it turned out he also installed the app some time ago. He has a little over 18 hours left to live. Quinn and Matt were drinking in a bar, trying to figure out how to get out of this situation. Perhaps if they make someone else install the app and read the user agreement, they will find answers. Quinn didn't want to put anyone at risk, but Matt was willing to take the risk and ask some drunk man to install the app. The user agreement stated that any attempts to change fate would result in a violation. That's exactly what happened to them. However, the man, Jerry, has nothing to worry about because he will live until the age of 91. The young people didn't know who to turn to, so they went to the church. But the priest doesn't believe in demons, saying it's just a metaphor. All Father David could do to help them was to provide contacts for someone who knows about it. Quinn brought Matt to her workplace. Amy asked her for a moment to talk. Meanwhile, Matt went to the restroom. Suddenly someone stood next to his cubicle. At first Matt didn't pay much attention, but soon it became clear that something was off. The entity behind him was barefoot. Suddenly the lights went out, and the sinister entity attacked Matt. Matt panicked and screamed. It continued until some man turned on the lights. It turned out that Dr. Sullivan accused Quinn of behaving inappropriately towards him. Quinn denied everything, asserting that it was the other way around. The clinic administration intends to suspend Quinn from work. The only option left for the young people was to find the priest recommended by Father David. Father John, unlike the typical church figure, is convinced of the existence of demons, as stated in the Bible. Since ancient times, people have turned to seers to learn about their fate. And the demon Ozine pursues those who try to change their predetermined future. Father John advised the young people to hack the app and thus rid themselves of the curse. They tracked down Derek, the electronics store salesman, and asked if he could hack a certain app. Derek refused because he was running late for a date. However, when the young people offered him money, he agreed to help. Derek managed to hack the app, that weighed as much as 60 gigabytes. The program code was written in Latin. There were thousands of names with countdowns. Derek easily changed the numbers for Quinn and Matt. It turned out that Jordan also installed the app and was supposed to perish simultaneously with her sister, even 3 minutes earlier. Derek changed her numbers too. Quinn and Matt thanked him for his help. At that moment, they felt a relief they had never experienced before. Apparently, a sympathy has developed between them. The guy and the girl are confident that they have nothing more to fear and that a long life awaits them. They decided to spend this evening together. Matt shared that many years ago, his younger brother Jeff fell seriously ill. After 2 years of treatment, he passed away. It broke Matt's heart. Quinn also lost a loved one, her mother. She was the one who held their family together. Quinn feels guilty because on that fateful night, she ran away from home to have fun. The mother went looking for her and became a victim of a drunk driver. At night, the lights started flickering. Hearing footsteps, Quinn tried to wake up Matt, who was hugging her. In the next moment, the real Matt entered the room. There was a sinister entity next to Quinn. When everything disappeared, the app on Quinn and Matt's phones updated. The timer returned to its previous values. Quinn is most worried about her sister, who at this point also sensed an intruder in the house. They have 4 hours left to live. Jordan closed the door to her bedroom. However, when the girl turned around a second later, the door was open. Hiding under the bed, Jordan heard the mother's voice. Something was approaching. In panic, Jordan ran out of the house and came across Quinn and Matt. All three of them went to Father John. He was their only hope. After reading the app's code, the priest understood it was a curse. If they lasted even a little longer than the timer, the curse would be broken. Father John and the others drew a circle on the floor and sprinkled it with salt. The priest blessed it. Matt had a little over 2 minutes left to live. The lights went out. Everyone stood inside the circle, which would serve as a protective barrier against the demon. Sinister sounds were heard, the demonic entity was here. It couldn't cross the circle's boundary. Father John performed the exorcism ritual. The sounds grew louder. Suddenly Matt noticed a toy dinosaur, the brother's favorite toy. A few seconds later, Matt saw his brother himself. This caused him to step out of the circle. The demonic entity dragged him away. Quinn rushed to help Matt and was left unprotected as well. When Matt ran onto the road, he found himself directly in the path of a car. Matt passed away on the spot. Quinn cried, realizing that soon she would reunite with him. Jordan got injured, and Quinn urgently took her to the hospital. While Dr. Sullivan was providing first aid to the girl, a colleague approached Quinn and said that she also suffered because of Dr. Sullivan. And if Quinn is ready to seek justice, she will support her. At that moment, Quinn remembered that Sullivan had also downloaded the app. Jordan is very scared but glad that she and her sister will spend the last minutes of their lives together. Quinn promised that these won't be their last minutes. Quinn came to Sullivan and pretended to agree to anything just to get her job back. In reality, Quinn intended to take his life. When Quinn attacked Sullivan, the demon saved him. Jordan doesn't understand what's happening. Quinn screamed that if Sullivan dies before them, the curse will be lifted. Quinn hunted Sullivan, but he outsmarted her and attacked first. However, Quinn wasn't about to give up so easily. Sullivan tried to escape. Quinn chased after him, but the demon thwarted her again. The demon is about to take Jordan's life. Meanwhile, she cries, realizing that she has only a minute and a half left to live. The demon approaches, cornering Jordan. Time is running out. At that moment, Quinn appeared, intending to inject herself with morphine and sacrifice herself to save the sister. The demon took on the appearance of the girl's mother to confuse Quinn. But she didn't fall for the provocation and voluntarily passed away. The demon retreated. Jordan was saved. She noticed something written on the sister's arm. At that moment, an antidote ampule fell from her pocket. Jordan injected the sister, bringing her back to life. This way they deceived the demon. Their timer stopped. After some time, Quinn, Jordan and their father visited the mother's grave. By the way, Sullivan was arrested after numerous complaints from the nurses. Suddenly Quinn discovered that the Countdown app on her phone had been updated to a new version. In the post-credits scene, we see Derek having dinner at a restaurant with his girlfriend. It seems the date went well. When the girl went to the restroom, Derek received a notification about a violation of the user agreement. The lights went out, and the demon attacked Derek. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss more exciting new products. Also, the authors will be pleased if you leave your opinion in the comments.